The courtroom cameras were rolling when Vivian Blackwell made the mistake that would destroy her reputation forever. Dressed in a $12,000 Chanel suit, carrying an $85,000 Birkin bag, and wearing diamonds worth more than most Americans would earn in a lifetime, the billionaire's wife walked into Judge Judy's courtroom believing she was untouchable. To Vivian, this wasn't a courtroom. It was a stage. And everyone else inside it, the audience, the court staff, even Judge Judy herself, existed beneath her. She smirked at people while checking her phone, rolled her eyes whenever anyone spoke, and carried herself with the confidence of someone who had spent years believing money could erase consequences. But within the next hour, that arrogance would completely destroy her, because what Vivian thought was a simple lawsuit over stolen designer clothes would soon turn into one of the most humiliating courtroom collapses in Judge Judy history. And by the end of the hearing, millions of viewers across America would watch a billionaire's wife break down crying after Judge Judy exposed a shocking secret hiding behind her glamorous lifestyle. Before we get into this unbelievable courtroom disaster, subscribe for more emotional courtroom stories, shocking Judge Judy moments, and viral cases where justice finally catches people who think they're above everyone else. Now let's begin. Vivian Blackwell lived the kind of life most people only saw in movies: private jets, luxury vacations, personal assistants, and more shopping sprees that cost more than entire homes. After marrying tech billionaire Marcus Blackwell at age 28, Vivian quickly transformed into a social media celebrity known for extravagant spending and glamorous appearances at charity galas and elite Hollywood events. But behind the diamonds and designer dresses, there was another side to Vivian that very few people ever saw. A cruel side, an entitled side, a woman who treated workers like disposable objects. People close to the Blackwell household quietly described her as impossible to work for. Housekeepers were fired over tiny mistakes. Assistants quit constantly. Drivers and stylists rarely lasted more than a few months. Vivian demanded perfection from everyone around her, while showing absolutely no respect in return. And that's exactly how Jennifer Rodriguez entered her life. Jennifer was 29 years old, hardworking, talented, and trying to build a future in the fashion industry. Vivian hired her as a full-time personal stylist after seeing her work through a celebrity connection. At first, Jennifer believed the opportunity could change her life. Working for one of the richest women in California could open doors most stylists only dreamed about. Vivian promised her a salary of $3,500 per month, plus networking opportunities and connections to high-profile clients. Jennifer accepted immediately, but within weeks, she realized something was wrong. Vivian expected her to work nearly every day, 40 to 50 hours every single week, shopping for designer outfits, organizing a massive walk-in closet filled with hundreds of luxury pieces, preparing clothing for charity events, managing accessories, handling last-minute fashion emergencies at all hours of the night. Jennifer essentially became Vivian's full-time fashion assistant, stylist, shopper, and personal organizer. But after the first month, the payments stopped. Whenever Jennifer politely asked about her salary, Vivian always had another excuse. The accountant is handling it. My husband's office is processing payroll. You'll get paid next week. Weeks turned into months. Months turned into 8 full months of unpaid labor. Jennifer grew desperate. Her student loan bills piled up. Rent became difficult to pay. Meanwhile, every day she watched Vivian casually spend more money in an afternoon than most families earned in months. One shopping trip alone cost over $27,000. A single dinner party at the Blackwell mansion reportedly cost $15,000. Jennifer finally realized Vivian never intended to pay her, and when Jennifer demanded the money she was owed, Vivian retaliated. Suddenly, Jennifer was accused of stealing designer clothing from Vivian's mansion. According to Vivian, Jennifer had stolen luxury dresses, Chanel jackets, handbags, and shoes worth over $50,000. Jennifer was horrified. Not only had she worked for free for 8 months, now her reputation was being destroyed by false accusations, so she fought back. She filed a counterclaim demanding unpaid wages totaling $22.00 and brought every piece of evidence she had carefully saved: text messages, work schedules, invoices, time logs, and most importantly, photographs. The morning of the hearing, Vivian arrived at court like she was attending a red carpet event. Her blonde hair had been professionally styled, her makeup was flawless, even her sunglasses looked expensive. She barely acknowledged anyone around her as she walked into the courtroom carrying herself like royalty, forced to spend time among common people. Jennifer arrived quietly, holding a worn folder full of documents, nervous but determined. The difference between the two women was impossible to ignore. Judge Judy immediately sensed something was wrong with Vivian's attitude. Within minutes, the billionaire's wife began interrupting people, rolling her eyes, checking her phone in court, and speaking to Judge Judy with open disrespect. Then came the first warning sign. Judge Judy asked Vivian a simple question: what exactly was stolen? Instead of answering directly, Vivian launched into a dramatic speech about betrayal and loyalty while insulting Jennifer's character. Judge Judy cut her off immediately. "I didn't ask for commentary," Judge Judy said sharply. "I asked what happened," but Vivian didn't stop. She sighed dramatically and snapped, "If you'd actually let me finish." The courtroom instantly became tense. Even the audience knew she had crossed a dangerous line. But Vivian was too arrogant to notice. Moments later, her phone rang inside the courtroom, and unbelievably, she answered it. Judge Judy's expression turned ice cold. Vivian casually explained that her billionaire husband was calling from Tokyo regarding a business deal and that it was important. Judge Judy immediately ordered her to put the phone away. Vivian obeyed, but rolled her eyes afterward. That eye roll would later go viral across the internet. Then Jennifer finally presented her evidence. Detailed records of 8 months of unpaid work, Moss begging to be paid, bank statements showing no salary deposits. The courtroom slowly began realizing Jennifer was telling the truth. But Judge Judy hadn't even revealed the real bombshell yet. Then came the moment that completely destroyed Vivian's case. Judge Judy held up photographs Jennifer had taken while organizing Vivian's massive designer closet. The photos were time-stamped directly through the Blackwell home security system, and every single item Vivian claimed was stolen was clearly visible in the closet, 2 weeks after Jennifer had supposedly taken them. The courtroom exploded in whispers. Vivian's face turned pale. She immediately claimed the photographs were fake, photoshopped, manipulated somehow. But Judge Judy calmly explained that the security system metadata authenticated every image. Vivian was trapped, and instead of apologizing, she became even more arrogant. She claimed Jennifer should feel grateful simply for being around wealthy people in luxury fashion. Then she said the sentence that changed everything: "You clearly don't understand how the real world works for people at my level." And then she laughed directly at Judge Judy, a loud, arrogant laugh. The entire courtroom froze. Judge Judy slowly stood up from the bench, and everyone watching instantly knew Vivian had just destroyed herself. For the next several minutes, Judge Judy absolutely dismantled her. She exposed Vivian's lies, her exploitation, her manipulation, her contempt for workers. Then came the devastating judgment. Vivian's lawsuit was dismissed entirely. Judge Judy awarded Jennifer $22,000 in unpaid wages, an additional $25,000 in punitive damages, plus legal fees and court costs, total $54,500. But the humiliation didn't end there. Judge Judy publicly called Vivian out for exploiting workers and treating people like they were beneath her. "Your husband's money does not make you superior to anyone," Judge Judy told her coldly. For the first time in years, Vivian Blackwell completely broke down. She begged Judge Judy not to air the episode publicly because it would embarrass her billionaire husband. But Judge Judy refused. Within hours of the episode airing, clips of Vivian laughing at Judge Judy spread across social media. Millions of people watched her downfall. News outlets covered the case nationwide, and labor investigators soon uncovered multiple additional wage complaints connected to Vivian's household staff. Meanwhile, Jennifer Rodriguez used the money to launch her own styling business and eventually hired assistants of her own. Assistants she paid fairly and treated with respect because, unlike Vivian, Jennifer understood something money could never teach. Real success means nothing if you lose your humanity trying to achieve it.